Good evening, folks. It's time for another Cooking with Yan, but this time I'm going with chicken. I've thrown something together that I'm going to show how to make. You'll need for this particular recipe one chicken breast with a little bit of fat. Skin isn't required, but this one has some skin and some fat, which is going to be useful. You need something big enough, a pot of water. Actually, let me twist this around for you folks. Never mind the roaster that you don't need. It's this. It's because I'm doing two recipes and I'll have to show you how to do a roast. Possibly in the next few weeks, because I completed one and I forgot to film myself. It's easy. Very efficient and very delicious. The chicken itself, you'll add spices of your own choosing. I'm using 3 bay leaves, a sprinkle of sage, some parsley, some oregano, some I just forgot the curry powder, and about 3/4 full of water, because you'll need to boil your chicken, which takes about 30 minutes to 40 minutes. You'll be needing the following ingredients. You'll need an onion, a green pepper. This is a sweet onion, you can use anything else. You'll need habanero pepper, or whichever spicy pepper you want. I'm adding carrots and sweet red pepper. This is all I have here. Unfortunately, that means that I'm basically doing a hodgepodge of items that need to be thrown together, and I'm doing it with brown minute rice, and I'll be adding in some olive oil close to the next few minutes. But first, you need to get this boiling. Prepare your ingredients, throw your chicken in when it starts boiling, and then we add the ingredients after they're finished. So I'm going to take a pause and do movie magic, more or less. I can't snap my fingers, so I'll be peeling the carrots, cutting the pepper, preparing everything, removing the seeds. Remember, remove your seeds from your habanero if you don't want it too spicy. And then we move on to the rest. At the same time, as for this, unfortunately it's going to be congealed fat. This is just something to give you a taste of what it could be in the near future. Okay, it doesn't look appetizing because the fat's congealed, but me and Mitch actually dug into it, and this is a small roast for 2. You can add more. I'm going to be adding some old potatoes and reheating everything in the oven at a slower temperature, and adding water, because this is concentrated bouillon with all the boiling it did. So, on with the show. There we go. First things first, you'll need to cut your onion, regardless of what you're going to be using, into manageable slices, because you're going to almost mince it. I've already put onion powder because I want a nice taste other than sweetness, because this is going to add sweetness to it. This is a sweet onion. And I don't want it minced finely, I want it in cubes, because with the rice that I'm going to be throwing in, I want something to appear, not just onion sludge. Be careful when you're chopping. If you're somebody who's prone with, whoop, there goes an onion, that goes to the garbage. If you're somebody who's prone to accidents with knives, ask somebody who's more proficient to actually do it, because the last thing you need to do is to cut off a thumb or forefinger or anything else. There we go. This is part 1 of the ingredients. You're pretty much, the onions you'll add at the very, very last moment, because they're the ones that are going to take less time to boil. Your carrots are going to be the first one. that you're going to be putting in. So I'm not preparing these ingredients based on the actual order of importance, but more to the fact of which one actually comes in my hands first. This is similar to a stir fry. You can throw everything together and try to have a stir fry done in the same fashion, but if you add legumes that tend to cook quick, you'll end up with mush by the time you add in the rest. We're going to use the entire sweet red pepper. Should be doing my carrots first, but because I'm already here, and because I'm already doing this, I decided why not. Ta-da! The fun thing about this is that you can just peel this out. And compared to some of the other peppers, like the green pepper I'm going to be using, there's less seeds. Because I think this is a breed that was derived from a hot pepper, bred into its sweetness. Make sure you have no seeds, they don't add good taste to any of the meals. And there's nothing worse than munching onto a seed that you didn't expect. It kind of cuts your appetite completely. These I'm going to be cutting into these chunks. It'll add great color with the brown rice and the bouillon base. Oops. This looks like it needs to be cut out entirely, a piece of rotten pepper. Always make sure that you don't throw in anything that's rotten, folks. The last thing that you need is spoilage. You can cut this in any way, shape, or form you want, really. If I had celery, I'd be cutting celery, but the trick with cutting celery to get some nice chunks inside anything, you don't cut it like this. You turn it on the side and you cut on a straight line. It'll do something like this where your chunks are actually bigger. See? Same with your other ingredients that you tend to use. That's one pepper down. Next one up, green. The reason why I'm using a green pepper on this is because it's the only type of pepper I bought. They were on special at the store and I decided I haven't had one in years. This is the old way I used to actually cut the top off. And you can bring the top where most of the seeds are. You'll want to remove the soft bit lining inside, although you don't have to worry about removing all of it, just a portion of it.